Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we're here back once more with some GT Sport. This time around we're here with round 1 of the 2021 Manufacturers Cup Series. We've signed with Toyota for this one. Didn't have any particularly major reason why, I just thought it was a different company that we could roll with. Obviously generally in the past we've gone with Porsche, but I thought 2021 it's time to change it up a little bit. And speaking of time to change it up though, we're also trying to change up the editing style on this series. So obviously if you guys do want to enjoy, make sure you leave a like and get yourself subscribed as well. Points for this race today, you can see 119 for the win, trading all the way down to 24 if you finish down in 20th place. Now the top 4 are guaranteed over 100 points as well, which is a nice way to start the season as well. But yeah, like I said though, trying to change it up a bit. We're going to start these videos with obviously our qualifying run, which generally haven't featured in much Gran Turismo Sport stuff in recent times. The first combo of the new championship, of course, is Group 3 cars around Catalunya, 17 laps ahead of us for this opening race today. So going to be about half an hour long. It's nice to see a lot more of these races stretching up towards the half-hour mark. I think it's quite a good race length for GT Sport, in all honesty, as this is going to be on board with my fastest qualifying lap. They're a big wobble out of the final corner as we get ready to start this one. But yeah, 3 sets of tyres available, racing softs, mediums, and of course the racing hards. The racing hard is actually the mandatory tyre as well for this week. I think fuel was set to ×6, I want to say, but I might be wrong, and then tyre wear was set to ×10. So that was going to be very, very interesting. Obviously the front lefts really do take a pounding around this Catalunya circuit, which basically meant qualifying of 5 minutes meant it was just going to be one shot. You know, you had to get out there on a set of softs pretty quickly. You might just have been able to get 2 laps in. Obviously, if you messed up your first one, came into the pits and got back out just in time, you might just have had enough to scrape a second lap in. But yeah, realistically though, I've been setting sort of high 43s, low 44s in practice. I was aiming obviously for a good sort of mid 44 in qualifying if we were going to be able to hook it up. Didn't get too much practice in for this one, but was able to get a few laps in just to get used to the car and the track. You know, this Group 3 Toyota, very, very quick. It is, of course, the Supra GR3. I can't remember the exact name of it. I think you get the option of this or the FGT, and I think you're a lunatic if you go with the FGT in comparison to this thing as well. It's just not as good in pretty much any way from what I've gathered on Gran Turismo Sport in the past. But of course this is a BS lobby as well. We're currently sat at about 24,000 driver rating as we head into this one. I'm still slowly but surely trying to grind my way back up towards A license here. As you can see, quite a few guys setting good laps so far. Most people down in the 45s though at the moment. So as we head in towards the final couple of corners there, 45.2 by the Frenchman is currently the fastest time to beat. But as we head through the final corner, a fellow Brit actually sets a 1:44.5 there. So that is going to be the new benchmark as we head through the final corner of the lap. And are we going to be able to beat that time? It's going to be incredibly close as we cross the line. 6/100ths of a second off, and unfortunately P2 is where we would finish qualifying there. You can see 3 of us down in the 144s there. I think everyone else was just into the 145s when qualifying was all said and done there. And yeah, getting ready though to start the first race of the new there. Of course, the GR Supra racing concept from 2018, of course, is the car name. But yeah, rather happy with that, of course, as we jump back in to Gran Turismo Sport's beautiful Manufacturers Cup intro. I just don't get it. It's just so completely not what I'm used to. I mean, you're never going to get this sort of thing on iRacing, are you? Let's be fair, it's all just netcode and people arguing and cheating and things like that as well. But yeah, getting ready though, start the new season. I'm looking forward to it. I'm feeling hyped, I'm feeling ready. You know, we've been doing a little bit of GT Sport again in recent weeks, so yeah, feeling good as we get ready for the new season there. And hopefully we can kick it off with a bang here today. Now, round 1 of Season 1 for the 2021 series. Yeah, very, very much looking forward to jumping into this. As you can see, it is an Acura NSX on the pole there with our fellow Brit in his number 64, which is really the number 9 car. We're number 11 in this lobby, so obviously starting P2, hopefully there's a good chance to try and gain some driver rating as well over the course of today there. 6/100 separate us on the front row of the grid, but we're looking good, we're looking quick, we're looking confident there. Spaniard in P3 in the Beetle, interesting car choice to roll with. Ready for this season. Then we've got a pair of Dodges there. The first one from a Greek guy who just missed out on the 144 at the end of qualifying. The second one is, of course, the Frenchman on his 145.2, 7/10 off the pole there. German in the Subaru, up in P6, very, very close to P5 there, 3/100ths separating those two there. You can see a Jaguar driven by a Spaniard in P7. P8 is another Jag, actually, by an Italian this time around. Then we've got a nice variation of nationalities and cars in this one. A Mustang again in at P9, driven by another German here. And then you can see running at your top 10 is a Dane in an Aston. Interesting combo. Nicky Team would be proud, I'm sure, of that one there. Porsche with a Frenchman in P11. And you can see further back down into P12, we've got another Jag. Very, very common car choice for this one, driven by another Frenchman there as well there. P13, a German in a Jag. This time around, a beautiful XJR9 tribute livery there as well. And then you can see we've got an Alfa Romeo 4C, driven by another Dane in P14. A Corvette, don't see many of those, driven by a Russian in 15th place there. And you can see getting towards the rear of your field, we've got a Merc, driven by a Dutch guy. And then we've got two Porsches at the rear of the field. The first driven by a Swiss driver, and then I think the second one is driven by a German. Yes, so rounding out the grid, 18 cars. Let's dive into the first race of the new championship. Here we are then, ready for the start of the 2021 Manufacturer Series, then 17 laps around the Spanish Grand Prix circuit, ready to kick off the year. We need to use the racing hard tyres in this one, but that of course is the only tyre requirement. I just want to get to the end and keep it in one piece here. We've got the NSX, like we said, just in front of us. But yeah, let's dive in then. First race of the new year. There go all the planes overhead. And it is lights out. And away we go for the start of the new championship. Much better start than the NSX in front of us. But obviously everyone's gotten the Concertina up in towards the first corner there. And the NSX is well aware of it as we head down in towards the first braking zone. We'll go aggressive on the brakes, trying to look around the outside. Oh, big cut across us. So we get all kinds of squirrely on the exit of the corner there. Not good for the tyres. Very, very high tyre wear rate ready for this one here today. And like I said, yeah, we're going to go on the softs, try and get them a few laps, and then we'll jump onto some hard tyres, get them over and done with, and then we'll see whether we end up going back to softs, maybe mediums. We'll have to have a look there. We're running a bit deep in towards turn 4, but we haven't lost anything, but we haven't gained anything off the start of this race as we head back down the hill in towards turn 5. Just trying to be nice and easy with the car at the start of this one. I feel like us two at the front, the two Brits, have got a bit of extra pace over a lot of the guys behind, but it's just about trying to keep it smooth, keep it consistent. Qualifying obviously was basically one shot here because of how high the tyre wear was. It's very, very difficult trying to just get the lap hooked in under pressure at all. A bit of a wobble through turn 9 is not going to help us out. I don't think the jacks are going to be close enough though as we head down the back straight in towards the hairpin. Or the jack did have a think about it, but not able to make anything work just yet. As we round the final few corners though of lap 1, we've held on to our grid position, but now we've got to try and look after the rubber. Gonna get a nice slipstream though off the NSX as we head out of the final corner. Guy behind didn't seem to get a good run through the final few corners. We seem to be quick through the final, well, basically in towards the final chicane. Yeah, we've got a good car at lower speeds as we're gaining again down towards turn 1. We'll just be easy on the brakes. This guy clearly wants to try and defend his lead if he can do. As we head through the first couple of corners, trying to avoid the wheel spin like we got last time round. But again, I think this one, just going to have to try and apply some pressure. A good run through turn 3. Again, trying to be as smooth on the rubber as we possibly can there. Really open up the track width on the exit as we're purple through the first sector. But yeah, just all over the back of this NSX now. Hopefully we can try and apply some pressure. He's going very defensive on us, but I certainly wasn't going to try and look for a move there, so he's clearly worried about it. But again, we're just going to play the long game. Again, another good run as we head down the back straight. And again, he's going to go defensive. I'm not really too sure why. Because you can just see there, we're just getting such a big opportunity trying to look around the outside. He's having none of that though. We're completely slammed out on the exit of the corner there. Wouldn't be too surprised if he picks up a penalty for that one, but also wouldn't be shocked if he got away with it. Was rather aggressive. Oh, was a little bit of a slidey moment there. Try and just be smooth as you control the slide. Again, don't really want to lose. Oh, we're all out over the place through the final few corners. That wasn't particularly good. I think if we can get these tyres towards the end of lap 4, end of lap 5, that would be really good. But yeah, just the wear not that great on them so far. I really do feel like obviously this track does destroy the fronts as well. A lot of long flowing corners, and unfortunately for me, I'm so used to the F1 braking points around here. It can be a little bit difficult to try and get it hooked up in a bit of a slower car. Heading down the hill through turn 5 once again though. Those are the little moments we don't want. turn 9, I'm really struggling with the track limits there. I'm worried I'm going to pick up a half-second penalty at some point over the course of this race. Not too sure how bad the pit lane times are here as well, to be honest. But yeah, these tyres are definitely starting to go off. Need to try and get them one more lap, I think, though. We want to still be in good stead towards the end. Close to the leader again as we head through the final corner, trying to take as much inside curb as we can, just to make sure we get the front end rotated through. There we go, new fast lap of the day, as well as exactly what we need. Is again, he's going to go defensive on us down towards turn 1 there. This car not the best top end speed. We might still be able to have a look in towards the first corner. Fairly even on the brakes. We'll slot back in just underneath. See if we can try and get a switch back through turn 1, 2 and 3. So can we try and find any sort of room on the inside on the exit of the corner? We're certainly going to try it. We get a bit closer. But he scrubs off a little bit of speed there. He's going to go defensive at the top of the hill as we're still just trying to do the old up and under on him. Trying to see if we can force him just to brake himself a little bit more into one of these corners. It's just parking it on the apex. He's doing a good defensive job so far. But we're just going to keep calm and try and do what we do best. Oh, that's way too deep on the brakes by him. He's going to ruin his run on the exit. This might be a golden opportunity for us. As we head down the back straight, we'll force him as defensive as we can. We'll then dart back out at the last moment. Can we have a look around the outside? No. Again, he's going to slam the door. Again, though, you just see there, he's got no grip. As we head back up the hill, a little bit of wheel spin for ourselves. We will get the car at the inside, though. A little bit of contact between the pair of us. Is he going to keep the nose there? Yes, he does. Whoa. Very, very aggressive with his defending. We'll try and stay out one extra lap, though. I feel it's worth it at this stage. Just keep battling with him. But the yeah, it's a different Spaniard now behind us, actually. The Beetle started P4 in this race. Going to now be the one trying to apply the pressure as we'll head back down towards turn 1. Try and be a bit braver on the brakes. Again, so is he. He just seemed to be able to get an NSX stopped nice and tidily. Look around the outside, then try and cut back in. And just hit the rest out of this rubber. As we head up the hill, you can see him scrubbing around, but we will get to the inside. No, we won't. Again, he's going to be super aggressive, but super late on the brakes. Surely now we can sneak to the inside. Gives us a big old squeeze. It's great battling, though, I must say, between the pair of us. Can we get any run down the hill? Well, a little bit, but again, he's going to force us to the outside. Very, very early on the brakes, though. We should be able to hook it up. No, we won't. He's going to send me to the gravel. Oh, guy behind now's got a good run as well because of it. Might have a look to the outside. We're definitely going to hit the end of this one as the Beetle does brake early. Try and get it slowed down on the apex. Just don't give him any sort of opportunity. Oh, these tyres are definitely gone. These tyres have definitely had it. Be pitting at the end of this one. Like I said, we'll go on to the hards, just make sure we've got rid of them in this race. Take as much curb as you dare through the final couple of corners. Oh, the NSX is in as well. No idea what tyres he was on in this race. So yeah, we will go on hards. Oh, he was on mediums. So that's interesting then. He's clearly shredded his rubber as well. We may as well brim the tank. We're going to need the fuel towards the end anyway. Quite a long pit lane though apparently here, based on how long it's taken us to get to the stop. No, our cars, we must have got lost in the pit lane somewhere. There we go. Finally emerging in our pit box. I'm sure that's longer than real life, surely. Don't think we're that far down the pit lane, are we? We'll brim the tank again. It's not quite going to give us enough to get to the end, but it's going to be pretty close. 10.6 laps. So this is close to the end of the day, but back out on a set of the hard tyres. Down to last place. No, we're not. We're down to 12th even, sorry, I should say. Oh, I forgot you cross over the pit lane exit. Not a fan of that, I'll be honest, on GT Sport. But, yeah, back out now. 4 seconds to the guy in front. Not too sure what rubber he's got onto. But now we just get our head down and hit some laps. To be honest, so far these hards didn't feel as bad as I thought they would. Early on in the stint, I'm sure they're going to get a whole lot worse as we cross over the halfway stage of the race. But yeah, they don't feel that different to the softs, I'll be honest. just a little bit more slip in moments like that. You can see we're closing up to the back of one of the Porsches. Is he going to dive into the pits? I think a fair few cars have in this race. It's so weird taking that much curb through there and getting away with it lap after lap. Through the final corner, oh, Porsche nips a wheel in the gravel. That's not going to help him. So we head out of the final corner. We should gain a couple of spots as well through people pitting. Are we going to be able to get a run on this guy? He picks up a half-second penalty as well. That's probably a bit of salt in the wound at this stage of the day. To the outside, back down towards turn 1. It should be cleanly around the outside. Very, very brave on the brakes. Some say brave. I might go with stupid, to be honest, there. But we're up another spot. Back up into 8th. Bit of a battle pack going on in front of us, as no one else seems to be pitting on the end of lap 7 there, as we pretty much now have reached the halfway stage of the day. Gap to the leaders, though, coming down rather drastically. The German in the lead, yeah, has got a big old gap, but is losing a lot of time rather quickly. Stu, though, now isn't the car in front of us, as I'm still braking just a bit too late into 1. A couple more into the pits. In lap 8 on the mediums. So that's probably getting a bit risky with the curb usage. Ah, there we go. A bit over the top with the curbs there. Don't get another one here, please, I beg. Half-second penalty, though, shouldn't be too damaging at this stage of the day. So you're not in a battle or anything like that. Up into 7th, though. Italian, just a couple of seconds up the road. I mean, we took 3 seconds out of the leader that time round. So not too sure what's going on there. But we'll take it. Big battle going on in front of us. The Dodge and I think, yeah, the Jag. Certainly getting the elbows out at this stage of the day. Perhaps this half-second penalty is going to help us out, because we're definitely going to close up to him in towards the final sector. So, I say helps us out. He's not going to really hinder us all too much. Should probably be the way I word that. As we head back up the hill, still trying to use 3rd gear there, just so we get a bit more consistent rotation through the corner. Qualifying, or practice, sorry, even I should say, it was probably 4th even, sorry, flat. Well, not quite flat, but close to, but yeah, just in the race trim, trying to get the nose turned in and things like that. We're probably going to take these tyres to the end of 13, and then obviously we'll just splash the fuel, put another set of softs on and try to be quick to the end, whereas a lot of people are probably then going to take their hards. You can see though still, despite that penalty, all over the back of the Jag, who's going to make a bit of a mistake. Oh no, just clip the gravel, that's fine. That was not good. That's probably going to be a penalty. We get away with that? I think somehow we got away with that. Not too sure how we managed it, but it shredded the tyres in the process. But yeah, we got only another 3 laps left on these tyres. We're back up into 5th. The other Brit, though, we're up to 2nd place, though, so he's made good progress. As now we try and close down this Dodge. Not very good at catching up to these slower cars in the right places, though, so far. All over the back of the Dodge in towards the final sector. Try not to do what we did last time round, but we will get to the inside, and luckily for us he will jump out of the way. So we head through the final couple of corners, up into 4th as we got a couple more guys into the pit lane. They've both taken the hards pretty much as far as they want to in this race, as we're now 11 seconds behind Stu in the lead though. But we are back up at the 2nd place though, which is good. And now we can just try and focus on getting these tyres another couple of laps before another set of softs to the end. Hopefully, I mean, we should be the quickest car on track, pretty much. We've still got the fast lap of the day, actually, saying that. So he's hopeful. Well, I mean, he should be taking the hards to the end of the race, but he was definitely lower on fuel than I was, as well, obviously, in that first round of stops. So we should now inherit the lead of this race. And again, we should pretty much be quicker, obviously, with the exception of this lap and maybe the next one, as he gets used to the tyres. We should be a whole lot quicker at the end of this race. So things are hopefully going to come back at us again. We've just got to try and keep it smooth, keep it tidy. Don't do that. And then try and gain loads of time towards the end of this race. The gap had come down that last lap. It was down to, I think, about 10.6. So we're taking a good half a second out of him. And again, just no mistakes. I'm looking at the Spaniard behind us, and I'm wondering whether actually we can probably take a set of softs to the end from here. I think it's worth taking the gamble, trying to go 1 lap longer on him. Obviously then we'll know, hopefully, the gap to Stu as well. I think this guy is closing in on me ever so slightly, so I don't really want to battle him if we can avoid it. So yeah, I'm going to dive in the end of this one, try and take him 5 laps to the end of the race. Not ridiculous, but obviously a bit further than we did in the first stint. Oh, almost clipped the wall. Only need a splash of fuel as well, which is good. To be fair, we say that, we haven't saved much over Stu. in the first stint of the race. Again, just this huge hold as we get into the pit lane here is not fun. You sort of just anticipate, you just sat there waiting for the car to arrive, and it just doesn't seem to. As finally about 20 seconds later, 22 seconds later, the car finally rolls into the pits. Let's get those tyres off. Let's get a bit more fuel in. Make sure we've got enough to get to the end. 5.2, that's good. And let's see where we re-emerge in this race then. 7th by the looks of it. Might just be 8th. But like we said, we should pretty much be the quickest car on the track between now and the end. So now again, we just got to push, quick but careful still. First up, the Mustang. I say first up the Mustang because it has not taken us long to get all over the back of him. Should hopefully get a move done up the inside here. Don't think he's going to fight it all too much. Tries to turn in on me, but hang him out to try on the exit. A little bit of contact. But there we go. Up into 7th. And hopefully now we might get a freebie on the Jag as well. Need a couple of small mistakes though. As long as we get a good run through here, we should, yeah, like I said, be able to get a freebie on the Jag. He's struggling a bit. There we go, up the inside. Fairly textbook move. Just getting slowed down nice and tidy on the apex. And Stu, you can see there, is only 6 seconds up the road. So we've got much quicker rubber. Could be close to 2 seconds a lap faster early on. Again, we just got to try and keep it clean, keep it tidy, and make sure we got enough tyres for the end. The Spaniard at the front of this manages to pull this strategy off. He has done an absolute worldie here because the one stop definitely seemed like a pretty good way to go, I'll be honest. The tyre where, well, the pit lane, sorry, has just been that big that potentially doing mediums hards was actually, yeah, a really good call by him. So he's still 20 seconds ahead of me. We've taken about 2 seconds out of him so far this lap. So we definitely won't have enough time to get up to him by the end if he doesn't pit. But it's whether he's got the fuel to get to the flag. New fastest lap of the day, 46.1. Hopefully we'll be looking past the Jag in not too long. Should still be able to get a podium here. But I think P2 could still be on the cards. It's now all over the back of the Jag. He's going to go a bit weird into turn 3. Oh, come on. I'll try and get the nose up the inside. I think he knows we're not really much of a battle with him at this stage of the day. Up the inside. And up into 5th. No, haven't even got the fastest lap anymore. Someone else behind has snatched that away from me, as we did end up improving that time round by another couple of tenths. Guys up the road still battling it out, as I think that's a Subaru letting the NSX past through the first couple of corners. 2 laps to go. The guy in P2's got a good little gap at the moment. Can we close up enough? Just over 1 to go then, and we're all over the back now of the Subaru. I think we might be able to look up the inside. No, that is not good defending. My good sir. He's going to try and run me out wide. He's going to really try and run me out wide. I mean, none of that. We'll keep the nose in. No, we won't. He's really being aggressive with that defending. Should have a lot of extra grip though still. So we'll have a look up the inside. Be very aggressive if that's how he's going to defend. We're now up into 4th. Didn't really want to make the move like that, but he was being that aggressive with the defending. I think we're either going to have to do that or never make the move work. Got 1.5 seconds now to Stu up the road. He's closing in on the Swiss guy in P2, but yeah, the Spaniard, unless something goes catastrophically wrong, has absolutely finessed the strategy here today doing the one stop. Didn't realise this pit lane was going to cost us so much, I'll be honest. But yeah, medium hards, or hard medium, not too sure which way around he's gone. Definitely the way to go in the end as we head back through the first couple of corners. We'd still love to try and sneak away a podium. But it's going to be difficult. 1.3 to the NSX in front, but that gap is still coming down rather rapidly. I think the tyres are definitely just starting to fall away on the final lap of this race. You can see the understeer there. The gap is still hovering at about a second, so unless he does something stupid in the final few corners, I don't think we're quite going to be able to get close enough. We're getting a bit more into the braking zone, saying that. But I think he's just about got enough to hold on from us. I was going to say, had this race been 1 lap longer, we might have been able to do something, but saying that, the tyres would have definitely hit the cliff. In towards the final few corners, though. Running pretty tight on the fuel as well, but that's good. All over the back of the NSX. through the final corner, unless he makes a mistake. I think it's going to be P4 at the end of the day, running all the curb, but yeah, 2/10 back at the line there. But that was a really good fun race, nonetheless. Everything worked out rather well when all is said and done. They're 7.4 back from the leader in the end. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, do make sure you leave a like and get yourself subscribed. And yeah, we'll be back next week with round 2 of the Manufacturers Series.